You know, there's some fat shit out, Teddy. There's some fat shit. Ah, boy. Hey, how art thou? How are we today? Hey, Chantel. Let's get some Shondos in this chat. Shondo's in the chat. Oh, God. What's going on, everyone? If it ain't one thing, it's another. Mm. How are we today? Hello, everyone. Hey, Chantel. Hey, little baby. Abby. How are we all? How are we all? I made sure that I had a nice cup because I might do a bit of ranting and yelling today. Dear God. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Miss Witt. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I was doing a get ready with me with Abby because I just to cheer her up, and we did a male and female get ready with me. Hey, Drew's girl. Hey, Nappy Child. Hey, Jermaine. What's up? Hey, the Ghetto View. What's going on? So can we talk about first? Hold on. Let me call that young man who's gonna tell y'all that he didn't know about this live. Let me call him. I can't stand him. See, he didn't answer his phone, so he didn't answer. Anyway, that's what friends are for. Right. So let's talk about a couple things. So yesterday here in these yet to be United States of America, we got more. Hey, Pure Heart. We have more evidence of what I keep telling you people is the genocide of an entire group of people in these yet to be United States of America. And the scary part about genocide is it's always the people who are being killed that get sidetracked, that has their mind on everything else besides the fact that you're being killed. We got state and government sanctioned genocide, murder, eradication of an entire group of people. State sanctioned. Yesterday we had that young man who I bet you thought it was a privilege to get on screen and come on camera and go in front of the cameras and be the spokesperson for the great state of Kentucky as the Attorney General. A black man. Who brought himself out there hold on. Anyway, who gallivanted himself out there and had the nerve to try to degrade, belittle, criticize, and castigate people who had the unmitigated gall to call out the racism in these yet to be United States of America here. Okay? Let's just be clear. Up there crying and carrying on. Let me tell you what that young man was doing. That young man was auditioning, trying to get himself a seat within a high-ranking seat in the Republican Party. He was over there donning tap dancing shoes and doing his best impression of Step and Fetch It. Okay? Hold on. And let me tell you why. The white people, and it's not all white people, but the white people I'm talking about are those white people who are all about the white privilege and who are all about, the Aryan nation and who are all about white supremacy. Let me tell you why they're unconcerned about those of us who get on our soapboxes and we rant and we rave and we scream holy hell and we call out moments of injustices. Okay, you want to know why? Because this is what they do. They go on the social media and they take a gander of a cross-section of the black population in social media. And I'm sure when they took that cross-section of the YouTube social media and they got a snippet of what's going on in the beef sector, they saw that people were concerned with fuck shit and fuckery like what we got going on over here. They're more concerned with people who bathe themselves in bathtubs filled with enema bottles. Okay? They're more concerned with people living in the city of Chicago not knowing that they make school buses with more than 4 rows. They're more concerned with beauty school dropouts and all. They're more concerned with those things, with beefing, with yelling at each other and doxing people, than they are the entire genocide of our entire race. Not a sliver of commentary on it. Not a mention of, y'all make sure y'all go out and vote. Not a mention of, hey, we got about 5 or 6 weeks left. Make sure if you haven't already put in for your absentee ballots or for your mail-in ballots that you do that. Let's start to make sure that you become informed of who's running in your local elections and in your district elections and in your statewide elections. Not a mention of that. Not a mention of the fact that every month of this year, we have had no less than 20 plus people of color murdered at the hand of law enforcement. Government sanctioned fucking genocide. You got a fucking Republican Party over here. Mitch McConnell has basically told you all Donald Trump can put a baboon as his next Supreme Court justice nominee, and they've already rubber stamped it and said that they're going to approve it, which has greenlit to Donald Trump that he can put the most racist, the most heinous of the human species up as the next Supreme Court justice nominee, which then would push it 6-3 for the conservatives. And even if you had a swing vote here or there, it won't even matter. Which means that all of the rights that minorities and people of color love to relish in just a few months can be wiped out, can be deemed unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. See, people got their eyes off the prize. All of these liberties, the fact that you get the ability to come on platforms and speak, and the fact that you get to come on platforms and be authentically Black and beef with each other, can be snatched away. We could, in a period of months, be living in what is damn near communist ass China, where they don't even allow them to go on certain sites on the internet. Let's be clear. We've already proved this on previous chats of ours. They've already have the material set up. Remember when we were here in my chat and we were talking about things, Black Lives Matter, and every time we mentioned an issue concerning Black in the chat, what did they do? They didn't allow the comment to come up. They erased it. Anytime I come on here yelling, ranting, raving, kicking and screaming about anything involving white supremacy, anything involving minority profiling, anything involving Black Lives Matter, what do? They shut my whole live down. They are prepared for this. They have been prepared for this. We're the idiots who sit around worried about everything else. It's idiocy at its best. We are being killed. We are being eradicated at what appears to be alarming rates. I mean, at reckless abandon. The law enforcement has made it a point to say, we don't give a shit. We will keep killing you and we'll keep getting off. And then to mock you and add insult to injury we will parade your own people in front of you to tell you you're wrong for feeling the way you feel about us. Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all see how YouTube is already playing with my live? Y'all see how YouTube is already playing with my live? Y'all see that, right? But let me do a 10-hour live about fuck shit and fuckery, and there won't be a glitch. Let me do a 10-hour live cussing another black person out. It'll go up without a hitch. It'll be monetized. Let me do 10 minutes. We only 16 minutes in about things calling out racist actions, calling out prejudice system of oppression that we have here. And they would just shut the shit down. We got to keep our eyes on the prize, people. We got to keep our eyes on the prize. Do you all not understand that these last 4 years has done what may be irreparable damage to the judicial system? The reason Mitch McConnell doesn't care if he wins in November because he is up for election is because he has done, along with your president and the rest of the Republicans, what may be irreparable damage to the judicial system. Do y'all know how many conservative and this is not, I don't want to paint all conservatives with a broad stroke of prejudice and profiling and oppression and racism and stuff like that, but a large segment of their population is. Not all, but a large segment is. And they have made it a point to appoint people in the judicial system that will rubber stamp any and every racist ideology, that will rubber stamp any and every oppressive construct that they want to implement. You know when they learned what to do? When we had the whole gerrymandering verdict that came out in the great state of South Carolina, and they talked about how with surgical precision, the Republican Party and different individuals in that great state was trying to steal votes away. Once they saw that the judicial system could wipe all of that away, that hard work that they did, they said, oh no, we're not going to continue to allow that to happen. Oh no. So let's fight them in a way that's going to hurt them more. Let's get all our people up there. And that's what they did. And now, even if by some great chance in November, let's say everything flips. Let's say Biden wins. Let's say the Senate is flipped. The House stays Democratic, right? It's going to take a considerable amount of energy, effort, and time to right the ship, to balance the scales, because they have shifted the scales so much in their favor that it's going to take so much energy just to make it right. And this is where I'm going to get a little messy with it, politically messy. Hey, Democrats, let me help y'all understand something. Liberals and Democrats. Hey, Jaded, you cannot fight with someone trying to play by the rules and they're not playing by the rules. You can't say, oh, I'm only going to fight. That'd be like me getting in a fight with Jaded. I'm just going to bring Jaded up because he just came in the chat. Me and Jaded decide we going to fight. I'm over here talking about some, oh, in order to fight, you got to square up and put up your dukes in over there. Jaded over there got a butcher knife, brass knuckles, and a shovel to fuck my ass up. Ain't trying to fight by no rules. He's doing anything he can to take me out. I'm still over here talking about I'm putting up a set, and he over here beating my ass because he got a shovel, brass knuckles, and a butcher knife, and don't give a shit about none of my rules. But I'm still over here hollering about, oh, Jada, you not playing by the rules. Mind you, I'm getting fucked up. That's what the fuck we got going on. We have a whole side of the aisle that does not give two frogs fat asses about any of your rules, any of the governing rules, any parliamentary procedures, any standing rules, anything that has been accepted as customary within, the legislative branch. They don't give a shit about. But you got the other side who's holding on tight to all of these rules, saying, oh, we have to follow the rules. It's so bad that you're not following the rules. Oh my God. Okay, they haven't been following the rules for how many years now? Get over it. They're not going to follow the rules. They're not going to. And as long as you sit up there beholden to these rules that they've already wiped out and thrown out of the window, you're always going to be losing. You know what I say? I'd say, see, if I'm the Democrat, this is what I say. That's what you're going to do, Mitch McConnell? You're going to put your girl in there or your boy or whoever you want to put in there? Fine. I know the rules, Mitch McConnell, just like you do. Soon as this election comes on January 21st, if I'm the legislator, I said there will no longer be 9 members of the Supreme Court. There will be 13. And now that we have, if they get the Senate, now that we have a president in place, now that we have the Senate, fuck you, Mitch McConnell, and fuck all you people on that side of the aisle. We putting all our people in there. And once we get all our people that will swing the Supreme Court on our side, then we'll be smarter than you all and insert rules and create law and legislature that does say that there has to be this number of members of the Supreme Court, because there's no law that says how many members of the Supreme Court there has to be. There's no law that says that. And then I put a law in place and get the president to sign off on it. And then now I have what I have in place. Because see, you got to play unfair with these people. And see, if you say, oh, I want 13 members, now you get to elect 4 more people to the Supreme Court and swing it to your side. See, you got to think harder. You got to think the way these people would think. You can't play fair and by the rules with these people. You can't. And then if you really want to put teeth, in changing police profiling, here's what you say. City and state of whatever. Whenever there's a case of what could be deemed as law enforcement malpractice or law enforcement doing the wrong thing, we're going to do investigations. While those investigations are going on, all federal funds going into that area will be cut off until we have proven, until it has been deemed and proven that that particular state and or municipality was not at fault and did what they're supposed to do. And as a matter of fact, what we're going to have is sweeping federal constructs, federal systems with which as to how policing and law enforcement should be put in place. See, here's what legislation likes to do. And I'm not one who says that all things has to be federally mandated. That's the whole beauty of so the supposed beauty of this country, where everything is not a national agenda. Everything, some things can be relegated to the states. But as you have seen, just like in the case of civil rights, the states are not going to do the right thing. See, that was the problem with the civil rights era and Jim Crow laws and slavery. What happened was you had idiots who said, oh, we can't make a national or federal opinion or set of rules for slavery because we don't want to take that out of the hands of the state. And every state should have the right to decide how they want their state to govern because each state is sovereign to its own and it should be able to do its own thing. And then you had states like Alabama and Mississippi and states in the South that said, okay, well, fine, fuck you. We're still going to have oppression. We're still going to have Jim Crow laws. We're still going to have segregation and things like that. And as you can see, left to themselves, a lot of times the states will do the wrong thing. Same thing with regard to policing and law enforcement. We have seen left to themselves, the state will not do the right thing. They won't. They won't. We'll continue to have Breonna Taylors. We'll continue to have Philando Castiles. We'll continue to have Tamir Rice's. We'll continue to have all of the countless numbers of names, heard and unheard, known and unknown. It's not until you put teeth into this stuff and decide, you know what? Fuck you, states. We're not going to even give you a chance to fuck this up anymore. Here are the rules. Now, you can either abide by these rules or you can say to yourself that you will not receive any federal funds for anything. Decide what you're going to do. This is what you have to do. But no. Why would I expect for the Dems, the people on the left side of the aisle, to do these things? No. Hey, Monk Chip. I'm sorry, y'all. I am on this whole tangent and tirade, and y'all probably don't even want to talk about this stuff. I'm sorry, y'all. I done went off on this whole soapbox, and y'all are probably like, "El Teddy, why are you discussing this? Why are you discuss?" I understand, and if you want, I will shut up about all of this. I will shut up. I can and will shut up about all of this, but I feel passionate about this stuff. I'm afraid that myself, I could be a freaking hashtag. I'm afraid that someone I love could be the next hashtag. But we're over here more concerned about fuck shit and fuckery. Y'all know we love to sound the alarm over here. Do y'all remember? Let me tell you how much we love to sound the alarm over here. If y'all go back, we had a silly Saturday way back. I believe it was the second Saturday in March. This was before everything got shut down. If you remember, there were some people who were here in this chat during that silly Saturday. And if you recall, kicking, screaming, ranting, and raving, holy hell, from the rooftop, all about COVID-19 and coronavirus. If you remember, nobody at that time was talking about COVID or coronavirus. Go back and look and put a 27 in my chat if you were here during that live that day. Put a 27 in the chat if you were here during that live that day. And I remember Really B called me that day. And I went off on her because she had not started social distancing. This was before social distancing was a thing. And I called her and I went off and I said, y'all people are not taking this seriously. Then people are going to start to die. And this was before the numbers got really out of hand. And I said, people are going to start to die. And then people, and what ended up happening, It was 2 weeks later, what was happening? People started to die. I remember, I remember really we had a long talk during that live, and I told her, you need to take this thing seriously because the country is not taking this thing seriously. I remember that. And I'm going to scream holy hell again. We are about a good, what, 6 weeks away, 5 or 6 weeks away from election. It is time for us to get our lives in order and understand that if we get our eyes off the prize and we allow these people to keep us deflected, we'll end up with another 4 years of the same fuck shit we got going on. And if we have to endure another 4 years of this, it may be a situation where the country will never be what it was. We may end up with a situation where the United States of America is something that we thought we would never become and can never come back from. That is how important this is. The very same people that don't have their eyes on the prize, the very same people that are distracted about every ancillary thing in the world will find themselves not even having the right to be concerned with those ancillary things, will find all of their so-called rights and privileges stolen from underneath them, all because you had your eyes off the prize, all because you were deflected, all because you fell for the okey-doke, the banana in the tailpipe. They're going to do any and everything to take your eyes off the prize. If you are not doing your homework, shame on you. And let's not, and let me say this up front now, even if the Dems manage to pull off the election in November, please don't think that it's going to be easy sailing, because even they need to be kept honest. Even these people, because let's just be clear, there are racist white supremacists that are Democrats. I don't want you to think that racism and white supremacy is something that only belongs to conservatives and the Republican Party. There are racists, there are white supremacists that are liberals. Speaking as a member of the LGBTQIA plus community, there are a whole slew of racist ass gay people. There's a whole set of issues. And that is where it gets tricky. That is where everybody needs to have their foot held to the fire. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes you all as subscribers got to hold my feet to the fire. Because I was talking to Really B this morning. Y'all know we talk just about every day. And I was saying to her, you know, Really B, I haven't gotten on my soapbox and I haven't had a live where I've talked about Black Lives Matter, or I haven't talked about things involving race and oppression and things like that in a while. And I said, I don't think my subscribers have said anything to me about it too. Sometimes y'all have to hold my feet to the fire too and say, hey, El Teddy, when is the next time you're going to bring issues up surrounding what's going on in these yet to be United States of America? When are you going to talk to us, edify us, and invigorate us with regard to issues surrounding things that are important and not just the fuckery? And so y'all got to hold my feet to the fire too, because I can talk about all of the unpopular things, but I also got to make sure that I keep you informed of those things that are going on. So yeah, I'm gonna give you well balanced. I'm gonna give you some of the, you know, fuckery, some of the it's a little bit of everything, but I gotta always bring us back to realizing every now and again we gotta have a sit down, a family meeting where we sit down and we talk about those things that are important. And we're about 5 weeks away, y'all. And these things, some of, like Abby say, some states are already voting. There are states where they are already voting. You already have absentee ballots in your possession. And I'm not telling you to just go and just vote right now, but I do want you to go and do some research. I do want you to go and look up those candidates within your local area and in your state and different things like that, and know how you're going to vote and be informed. Oftentimes, also during big elections like this, they also have ratifications to your municipality charter, or there may be legislations locally that you may be voting on that you need to be informed about, because the language in a lot of times what they try to do is they try to fool you with the language in the laws and the legislation, where what's being said is the opposite of the action that will be taking place. And so you are going to have to do your homework. I don't live in every area in the United States of America, so I can't inform you of all of the various laws and intricacies of the legislations that you may have in your area. But there are a lot of outlets that you can reach out to organizations and people that will inform you of those laws in your particular city and of those laws in your particular state. Because when you have these large elections, what ends up happening is you go to the booth and you get 8 pages worth of a ballot that's like 8 pages long, and a lot of those are different laws, and you kind of, sometimes people get voter fatigue when you get in there. You be like, all I came here to do was vote for president. I ain't come here to vote for a city councilman and alderman and all, and those are the things that are more important than anything else. Those laws that are put in place within your particular county, those people that sit on the school board, and those people that sit on the city council and things like that, these are people that can touch you immediately. And so you are going to have to, that's why I say you got to be informed. You got to go and do a little research and make sure that when you are going to that voting booth, or you're sitting in your house filling out your absentee ballot or your mail-in ballot, that you are informed, that you do your research, that you don't just sit down and say, oh, well, I'm just going to vote for anything with a D next to it for Democrat, and that's what I'm going to do. Because that may not be something that you're voting in your best interest for. Like I told you, there are a lot of Democrats that are white supremacists and they're racists. And these things ring true much more within your local elections a lot of times than national elections, because local politicians can get away with a lot more because there are less people voting than someone that's voting for a national seat. Someone that's running for a congressman or a senator or a governor, they have to buy into the traditional constructs of that political party. But when you're on the local level, you very well could have somebody whose political affiliation is opposite of what their actual governing is. And so that's why it becomes important that you become informed and so forth. Even the things like gerrymandering, where they're changing districting, even, and I know I'm getting way into the minutia of it all, but it becomes important. Even certain things like zoning, where they start to eradicate or they start to do laws governing your zoning. Because what ends up happening is you end up having situations where what was a black neighborhood, now you see all of these other people and races that come in and they wipe out all of the black people, and now they moving all the black people out and they're gentrifying. Those types of things. Those things that were a part of us and our culture no longer are. And then they start to tear down and shut down parts of our black history, and we can never get those things back because our history is of no consequence and doesn't matter to them as much as their own history. You see how beholden they are about these things like Confederate statues? Mind you, most of these Confederate statues and monuments were not built until the civil rights era around the 1950s or so. And they were doing that just to scare black people into knowing that they were still being oppressed. Most of those Confederate statues and monuments were built during the times of the civil rights era to prove a point to black people. But we're not going to even go down that road. That's a whole nother history lesson. Y'all can see my big sis really being, she can do a whole history lesson. That's our history buff. She can do a whole history lesson on that. If y'all want her to, I'll tell her to do it for you. But I'm just saying, this is what I want y'all to do. This is the homework. The teacher in me wants to give you homework. Here's your homework. Our homework for the weekend. Today is Thursday. You have from now until Monday. Your weekend homework is for you to go and you to do your research on what is on your ballot. First, you got to know what's on your ballot in your respective area, wherever your polling place is. Because sometimes you can't even say, sometimes the ballots differ within a county. For example, where I'm from, Miami-Dade County, wherever you vote, that ballot could be remarkably different from somebody in another area of the county because they're voting for different individuals, different municipalities, different congressmen, and so congressional seats, state, local, and federal, and so forth. So first, you want to know what's on your ballot. Second, you need to educate yourself of the people being elected. Third, you need to educate yourself on any laws or any legislation that's going to end up being on your ballot and what is going to be in your best interest in terms of how to vote for that particular piece of legislation. Those are three things that you want to know so that when you go and you vote, you can be informed. I had to get all of that off my chest. I know there are those of you all that don't like when I go down this road. I know y'all hate for me to be this guy, but every now and again I have to be this guy. I know that y'all hate for me to delve into these things intellectual. I know. And I try not to go down the intellectual road. I really do. I try not to be this guy, but every now and again, something has to be said. Somebody has to be reminding people of those things that are going to help us keep these privileges that we are afforded, keep these rights that we are afforded. So that is our homework of the weekend. 3, let me reiterate. See, the teacher and me, as a teacher, it's repetition. It's repetition. So I'm going to be teacher. 1, what is on your ballot? 2, who are the people on your ballot and who are you, and do your research on those people. 3, what legislation is on the ballot and how is that going to impact me and how do I need to vote with regard to that legislation? Do I need to go be informed on what exactly this legislation is saying? That's three things right there. Just doing those three things alone will empower you more than you know. Just doing those three things alone. And like I told you, when you are looking at individuals to vote for, please remember there are people on both sides of the aisle, conservative and liberal, Republican and Democrat, who are for your best interests and against your best interests. So it behooves of you to be informed of who you're voting for. I remember my best friend was telling me in the state of Maryland, I don't live there. Shouts out to my people in the state of Maryland, that there was the last time y'all voted for election. I mean, y'all's governor, I believe it was 2 years ago in 2018. We were going through, that whole election cycle, and he was telling me how he was leaning toward voting for the Republican gubernatorial candidate because that person was leaning more toward his best interest and the things that he felt most strongly about than the Democratic gubernatorial candidate. And that in the state of Maryland, they had elected X amount of Democratic, governors, and that this election cycle they weren't it was kind of flipped. I think that's what we were talking about, if I remember correctly. It was 2 years ago, but I think I remember him talking about that. Anyway, so that's what I mean. You got to be informed. Don't just take for granted, the Democrats are going to be on my side and the Republicans aren't, because that's not always the case, especially with regard to your local elections. I got all of that off my chest. I had some things to say. Because as much as I can rant and rave about how horrible law enforcement is going to be law enforcement until we get people who can affect and change law enforcement in there to change how these things are. Police will continue to police the way they police until the people that control I'm off my soapbox now, y'all. I'm back. I'm back being nice, happy, jovial, debaucherous. L Teddy 27. Hey, hi, Locked Queen. Hello to everybody in the bushes, everybody in the chats. Yes, definitely research the donors, and you determine how much research you do on your respective candidates within your area. But you got to start somewhere. There are going to be those of us, Patty Duke, that definitely go all the way down to knowing who gave you this money to put these ads out there and so forth. But at the very basic, I as a teacher, I have to differentiate instruction. Okay. And when I differentiate instruction, I know that there are going to be those of us who are not going to go that deeply. I am. There are many of you all in my chat, because being who I am, most of you all who frequent my chat, I just take for granted that you all are staunch intellectuals like I am, which is why you're over here. But I do have to understand that there may be people watching now, people in the bushes, or people who watch the replay that may not go that deep. And so that's why I gave the 3-part homework. Know what's on your ballot. Know the people who are on the ballot and know who you're going to vote for. Research who's up for election and who is you're going to vote for, and know what legislation is on that ballot and how you need to vote with regard to that legislation. So anyway, now that I got that off of my chest and out of the way, let's see if there's anything else I need to concern myself with that may be going on. Gail Sayers died. Rest in peace to Gail Sayers, who is a Hall of Fame football player and one of the greatest running backs, one of the top 5 running backs in the history of the NFL. I don't want to talk anything NBA because my beloved Celtics are down 3-1 to the Miami Heat of Miami, Florida, born and raised in the county of Dade. I'm a lifelong Celtics fan. And I don't want to discuss the fact that my Celtics might lose in the Eastern Conference Finals. So we're not going to talk about that. In news of the weird, because this is what we do here. We talk news of the weird. I found a story because we need to laugh a little bit. I know I ranted and I raved, but we need to talk a little bit. I gave y'all about 50 good minutes of political ranting and raving and commentary. Can we talk about the fact that the police found 324,000 used condoms that were being washed and resold to people in the great country of Vietnam? Can we talk about that? Here's my question. Now, it says that they found 324,000 of the used contraceptives that were being washed, dried, and reshaped before being resold as new to unsuspecting customers later at a market. Here's my question. I have 2 important questions. Who counted all of these? That's my first question. Like, who goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Like, you're just counting all of the condoms? I mean, because if they were used, clearly they were in wrappers. So it's not like you were saying, oh, I got this pack of 12 condoms. No, these were used. So they were out being washed and stuff like that. I'm just saying, that's a lot of counting. Then my other question is, the part in this that baffled me. Well, let me ask you, what part of what I read really intrigued you or made you have a question? Okay. What do you think my second question is about what I read? Let me read to you again that paragraph of this article. It says, a raid in Tan Yuan in the province of Bin Duong found 324,000 of the used contraceptives that were being washed, dried, and reshaped before being resold as new to the unsuspecting customers later at a market. What part of that paragraph do you think I have a second question about? I really want to know if y'all know me. Let's see how well y'all know me. Let's see how well You all know me. See how well y'all know me. I just want to know how well y'all know me. Because there is a certain part of that paragraph that intrigues me and has me quite curious as to what the fuck. See if anybody got. Oh God. Let's see if anybody has. The part that intrigued me the most, y'all, was the part where they said they had to reshape the condoms. Now, wait a minute. You reshape condoms? Like, how? Like, I didn't know condoms had to be reshaped. Like, how big are you that you have distorted the shape of said condoms and now they have to be reshaped? Like, I'm right, Drew's girl. I'm trying to figure out how this works. Reshaping of the condoms? In the grand scheme of countries and the grand scheme of penises around the world, I don't figure Vietnam to be the place where condoms have to be reshaped. I'm just saying. Hey, a wonderful January. I'm just asking. My apologies to anybody coming into my live at this point when we had a whole 50 minutes of political commentary and me ranting and raving all about how we need to do the right thing. Now we're at the segment of this live where we're talking about condoms getting reshaped. Used condoms being resold to people in the great country of the Vietnam. Hey, Miss Honey. Somebody will roll into my live right now and just think that I was just filled with fuckery and fucktitude, which is why you see it says scrolling at the bottom, welcome to the house of debauchery. Which is why I love y'all, because we can seamlessly go in and out. I'm trying to understand, y'all. I'm trying to understand. Help me, please. Please help me. This is what we're dealing with. Right, they had to rewash them. So by rewashing them, they had to wash off all of the, oh, dare I say, oh, dear God. These were used. You got mixture of coochie juice, semen, schmegma, ball gravy, pubic hair. I don't know how many of these people had whatever venereal diseases, STDs, STIs. I mean, can y'all ceremonious? Can we get some tomatoes thrown at Ty? Please go ahead. Let's take a moment to throw tomatoes at Ty, who came in here with his fuck shit. Go ahead and throw tomatoes at him now. I'll wait while y'all toss rotten tomatoes at Ty. Give y'all a moment to do that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give y'all a moment to do that. Now that we have tossed the appropriate amount of rotten tomatoes at Thai, God, who we said was going to come in with the fuck shit and fuckery. Let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. I don't I don't want to brush all of Southeast Asian men with the broad stroke, but if you go back and you look at a scientific, clinically sanctioned research of penis sizes around the world, the smallest sizes were found in Southeast Asian countries. I'm just going to put that out there. Not that there may not be outliers within those countries, but when they did the scientific clinical studies of sizes around the world, the Southeast Asian countries came up the most lacking. So I don't suspect a whole lot of Magnums and Magnum XLs to be thrown around in Vietnam. I'm just saying. I'm glad y'all threw these tomatoes because every now and again we have to remind Ty that this is L Teddy 27's channel and not his. Wait, you assuming that they sheepskin? Why can't they be latex? Listen. Now they're using, because they found that there are people who are allergic to latex. Now they're using other materials like, is it polyurethane? They're not using sheepskin, but they're using other materials now to make condoms. And I think it's polyurethane. Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe y'all know more than I do. I'm not familiar with the Asian countries and what they do with regard to condom usage, because I don't frequent Asian men with regard to knowing what their penises have going on, because I, being someone who prefers men of a certain size, I don't really frequent the Asian men. No offense to people who like them. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Nappy child, don't lie to him. We'll let them hoes, in the immortal words of one Snoop Dogg. We don't let them hoes. Anyway, so I thought that was a story that you all wanted to hear about over here in on my channel, because where else are you going to, who else is going to give you a story about use contraceptives but me? Let's just be clear. We don't block people like that. I'm not saying we never block people, Miss Honey, but we don't block people like that. Anyway, anyway, Also, yeah, Lovecraft Country happened. That review is up. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed. I am going to try, ladies and gentlemen, to either tomorrow or in the next over the weekend, try to conjure up some other fellow reviewers of Lovecraft Country so that we can get on a StreamYard and discuss it and throw out all of our own opinions on it. I loved this week's episode. And so I wanted to I do want to discuss it. Um Wait, two car garage. Wait, no, wait, no. Yeah, we're not doing compact cars. No, we don't do compact cars. I do not have a two-car garage because that would insinuate that it's just wide open, and it ain't wide open. But when cars do enter the garage can accommodate cars of all sizes. Just put it like that, Miss Honey. I see where the metaphor is going. Anyway, Miss Honey, I see where you going. And tried to tell me I got a two-car garage. Anyway, hey, so Jeff, what's going on? So Jeff, when I come up to New York, are you gonna come out and hang out with us, me and Ty and it's me D and Terrence and all of us? Oh no, we can accommodate the two cars, but we accommodate the two cars in the one car garage. We have a one car garage. We don't have this wide open two-car garage that is always sitting there open to accommodate two cars. We have a one car garage. And if two cars need to be accommodated, that one car garage can accommodate the two, but we're not just sitting there with two-car garage. Even when one car goes in there, you still got all this extra space flapping open. No, we don't play them games. Now, so Jeff, I have to warn you at a certain point in the um the gatherings and when I come to the great state of New York, it's going to be dark, it's going to be late, and it's going to go left. Will you still hang out with us when the gatherings ultimately go left? I don't. He don't want to hang with me because I don't like to walk. Don't do me. Don't do me, Ty. I'm sure Jeff don't want to walk from Manhattan to Harlem either, like you do. These are things that we can't talk about right now, Jeff. Well, we can talk about these things behind the scenes. I'm gonna want to Uber everywhere, Ty, because you're gonna want to walk from the Bronx to Brooklyn, from Queens to Staten Island. I say, Ty, where are we going? Now, Ty stays in the Bronx. Where are we going? Oh, we walking to Brooklyn. Wait, what? No, we're not walking to Brooklyn, sir. Not from the Bronx. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Thank you, so Jeff. We ain't playing them games. We doing all this damn walking. And you would think that with all the walking that Ty does, that it would have slimmed him out and helped him lose a few lbs. He's still, why you want to talk about 2-car garages? That's Ty. Oh, this is the link for anybody that wanted to join. No, that wasn't no 3 blocks. That was 3 plus 20. I wasn't doing all that. Nope. It's not what the good Lord sanctioned. So all that walking Ty doing, it ain't helping. Fat bitch. What's so funny, y'all, is my own comments. YouTube is censoring my comments in my own chat. It's so funny. All right, so Jeff, yeah, don't get fired by us because we need you to have them coins and that money when I get there. We need you to have your coins in order. That is hilarious. YouTube is not allowing me to put my own comments in my own chat. Can y'all see the StreamYard link? Put a 27 if you can see the StreamYard link in the chat. Or put a 1 if you can't see the StreamYard link. Miss Honey, the only thing I need fluffy is my blankets and pillows that I wrap myself in that keep me warm. At least I know they won't sweat on me. Wow, YouTube is censoring. I can't even comment in my own chat. This is sad, y'all. Wow. YouTube has censored me in my own chat. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. I can't even comment. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can't change to my other account because I'm a mod for my own channel on my other account. Wow. That is hilarious. Let's see if that account. It's not letting me put any wow. It's not allowing me to put any comments in my chat. Maybe they have my IP address blocked. Hey, Mr. Judy. Yeah. It's not letting me put any comments in my own chat. A mess. Oh, there it is. There it is. I had to go in under. That's a mess. I had to go in under my other account to put. Wow. Interesting. Very, very interesting. What? I don't care about you being back there, stinking whore. What? What? I don't care about you being back there. Can you turn me down, sir? Sir, can you turn me down? What? Can you turn me down? I'm gonna need for you to know the first and last rule of coming on screen. You mad? You mad? Can we talk about how I was mad when you showed your ass on my screen? Are you talking, sir? Because if you have nothing to say,
I'm still trying to get tomato out my motherfucking head.
Don't come at my subscribers like that. Do not come at my subscribers
like that. Because you're the one who told them to do it. And they're going to do it.
Sometimes you have to be reminded who house this is. Every now and again. Because you bring your monkey ass over here and act like this your house. Like you call shots and rules over here.
Yes, I do have on clothing.
See, that's why you getting tomatoes, because you out here getting us shut down on YouTube. And if you get my channel shut down,
I believe there's rumor y'all trying to feed the public. It don't make no sense.
The gayest man I've ever seen in my life.
What? I just woke up not too long ago and
because you were out all night being a whore.
Like I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted.
Listen, you can't be rudely interrupted in my stream,
y'all. I was very rudely interrupted.
This is my stream, y'all, not yours.
This is what y'all put up with?
Remember, you had a whole stream. None of us. Shall I remind the chat?
This is what
I went on StreamYard and didn't invite any of us over there. He didn't want us over there with him. He had all his little friends over there. They were frolicking in his chat. He didn't invite none of y'all. He didn't tell none of y'all about it. He didn't give a shit.
That's all right. I'm going live right after this. And y'all better be there. What's good, though? Play what you was talking about.
You can.
Huh?
Go ahead and go live. We don't care.
You better be there.
I have to be invited.
This is my invite. You better be there. I'm gonna send you a list of what I want to talk about. You get 30 seconds to speak on each topic. After that, I'm gonna need you to bring it down. Those are the rules on my page, on my blog.
Well, that's how you feel? Thank God I got to go to work this evening. Thank you. 7 pound, 3 ounce, baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus was a solid 8-pounder.
I feel like 7 pounds, 3 ounces.
He was an 8-pounder. He was a healthy baby.
Yeah, that's how I was 7 pounds, 3 ounces. I figured baby Jesus.
I love all y'all too. I was gonna say I woke up and I was and my TV was still playing. And it was playing the story about Lorenzen Wright.
The basketball player who got shot by his sister. I mean, by his wife. No, by the wife's pastor.
Is that did we spoke to speak about that?
Now, that was him. The one who
Why
the wife had her pastor um do that.
am I now? I remember my question. I didn't even know that that's who that was. I just thought it was on when I woke up. He was watching me. Lawrence was. Let me stop. Man, it's resting in peace. But yeah, when I woke up, it was playing, so I just started getting into it, and I was like, "This is interesting." And then I saw your ass was on, so I was like, "I guess I'll pause this for now and see what she talking about. See what she talking about in these YouTube streets." Did you have to drag somebody?
No, we talked about political commentary. We talked about how these yet to be United States of America is responsible for the genocide of us as a people, and how we are distracted by any and everything and not keeping our eyes on the prize with regard to what's going on. Yeah, we had a whole thing about that.
Yeah, you listen to the people who say if this don't happen, there's going to be not even like official riots in the streets, not these protests that sometimes go astray. But when they say it's going to be rioting and fighting and wars, like civil war type of shit. In my heart of hearts, of course, I hope that it doesn't get to that point. But when you look at it, it's like all of the foundation is being laid for that.
Okay.
Or am I wrong?
You know, it's hard to say because sometimes the things that I think people should be animated about or passionate about, the very same people end up not caring. And then things that I think, okay, they're not going to really be animated about that. Uh, Lord. I think that people are real animated about it. So,
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. I need to get me a Glock up in this situation.
oh Lord, it's 3 o'clock time. I'm about to get on because I gotta go to work later.
I just got here.
So I've been on for an hour and 24 minutes.
I want to see the people.
Didn't you just talk about having your own live? Hey, Monk Chip. Hey, Boo.
Mom, I'm glad you wasn't here when I was assaulted.
She was in the bushes.
But she didn't participate.
She probably did. You just couldn't see it.
Did you? Mom, let me see your hands. Are they red? Are they stained cherry red? Let me see your hands, Mom.
When you said cherry red, I automatically thought of that Jermaine Stewart. We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. Oh no, we could drink and party all night and drink some cherry wine. Uh-huh.
So they was just
You-
talking about that
Have
yesterday.
you ever drank cherry wine? That's some of the nastiest wine.
I don't like wine.
I like wine, but I've had cherry wine and it's disgusting.
Somebody was saying that I think that's made in North Carolina.
Cherry wine is disgusting. Um,
New Mariah music.
you-
Why? Why
I
is
saw the
she
new song that came out. I have not listened to it yet. I'm going to listen to that today, as well as I'm going to watch the interview she did with Oprah today as well. I am
we should do that live so I could read that bit.
I am a lamb, and see, this is where Ty gets put off because I knows how I feel about Mariah. I am a lamb. I have always been a lamb. I always will be a lamb. And what we do not tolerate is speaking ill of Queen Mariah. Is my sound doing that horrible thing that happens when Ty put his voodoo on my screen? I hate him. Can I tell y'all how much I hate him?
Yes, it worked. I got him the fuck.
Because what we're not gonna do,
He's a hater, y'all.
come on here and think that.
He's a in those moments, I'm gonna steal your glory. He is a hater. I don't already put the fucking the cabal on him and his whole situation.
I don't care about you.
So whenever he
I
tries,
do care about you.
he's gonna actually be the one that's being tried.
And you'll continue to be backstage.
All the fun is backstage.
Mm. Anyway, y'all, it's after 3 o'clock, and eventually I have to get up and start to get ready for work. You going live, sir?
I may. Sophia's live right now, so I'm gonna go check that out.
Okay. Um,
Yes, that's what that is, Monk Monk. Give him that old Sealy's curse.
what
Sealy
interview are
curse.
you talking about? Oh, the interview with Oprah. I need to go watch. I haven't seen it yet, so I gotta go watch it.
Yeah, let's watch that live so I could
I gotta find a place to find it because it's only on Apple Music, and I'm not gonna support anything Apple, but I'm sure I can find it on some other medium today. So I gotta go do on a while. Go
yeah. I'm gonna go live later on today. But yeah. Abby. Wait, Abby, you threw a tomato. No, did you? Did you throw a tomato at me too, Abby?
Yes, she did.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone threw
Not
tomatoes.
Abby. No, everyone didn't. Abby didn't. I know Abby didn't. I'll be so crushed if she did. Thank you, Abby. See, that's a Christian woman. That's a Christian woman with values and morals and dignity. And them tickle bitties. Yes. Thank you, Ebby. You're welcome on my page any day. In fact, I'm gonna make you a mod.
Because
Or
I'm not mod, and clearly I don't get mod privileges over there.
you gonna be.
Shall I remove your mod stick, sir?
Go ahead. Do what you want, hon. Do what you want.
How are other people mods your channel first when you were my first mod?
First of all, I told you there's only one mod, and that's my ex because he was there. My sister was actually there first, but I know she don't know YouTube like that. So
But I also know that you didn't even tell me that you were going live. How about that?
you didn't tell me about this one.
Don't try it, because we were on live when we
And
called you.
why did I initially
And you
start
just told us you
saying?
were asleep. You just
But
told us you
why?
were asleep.
But
You came in
why
telling us
did I
that you
initially
were asleep.
start saying? Why did I initially start saying yet another live I wasn't invited to? Why did I start
You
that?
say that all the time. You say that on lives with
No,
your
it
name in the
derives
title.
from
You
something.
say that when your name is on the
Came
title.
from something. I didn't just bring that out the stratosphere. It came because like one too many times I'm stumbling across YouTube and oh, my friend is live and didn't tell me. Wow.
So you don't have your notification bell on?
No, for very few things. Only Jack and Twitter. No, because I'm in a group chat with my sisters and they can go all day. So I turn all notifications off. If it ain't a text message,
See what I'm talking about, y'all? But I get.
and with Instagram, I just have the banner. So I'll see a message, but nothing really has sound but my text messages. But it's all good, hon. You're always welcome in my house. Don't make me
I wish
wait.
you would tell me I wasn't welcome, and I'll burn that
Into
bitch
my
down.
house. I want you to come into my
Daughter,
house. I want you to come into my house. Give
I'll,
me body. Huh?
I'll burn that bitch down. I wish you would tell me some mess.
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see what my mama Sophia is talking about. What she chat about.
Can we get some Shondos in the chat before we go out?
Before you go, can I bust a beat?
No, thank you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for being here. Thank you for being vocal present and active. Thank you for all that you do. It's been so great to be here with you all. Can I get some Shondos in the chat? Stop spitting in your hand, sir. Stop spitting in your hand.
Why like you don't ever spit in yours?
I don't.
You city lube using ass.
Don't talking about
Loose
I'm not
bottom.
talking about city. Okay.
No wall having cathedral. Come on now, get this people this song. I gotta go.
Thank you all for coming. I love y'all.